get your butts over here before I book your checks.
I worked all day and night for this. It's barely enough to send back home to Johnny.
Did you have something to say? I can hear you mumbling under your breath.
Oh, no, sir. There's nothing wrong.
Good! Now get back to work. What do you think you're doing? Did I give you permission to take a water break? No one listens around here. If you're gonna keep acting like a little brown monkey, then I'll treat you like one.
I was only taking a sip of water. The sugar's not going anywhere. Calm down.
That's enough! Move out of my way!
Sir, just look around you. Miguel is the fastest harvester here out of anyone. One more swing and he would have passed out. I don't see anyone working as hard as him.
I better not catch you loafing around again. Because if I do, you'll wish you hadn't.
You should have let me handle him. He's not going to stop until someone stands up to him. We've been dealing with this for too long.
You don't know what he could have done to you. He could have killed you.
Does it seem like I care? This man barely pays me. I do all of his dirty work and he gets rich off our asses.
Look, if he fires you, or worse, who's going to pay for your daughter's medical bills? Isn't that why you're working here instead of back home in the Philippines with her?
Just so tired. I just need a change from all this back-breaking work, but going out would have made my day, but you're right. I have to do this even if my arms fall off. Well, looks like everyone's heading back. I should wait 5 more minutes.
Man, I'm sick and tired of being treated like shit. Worked my tail off for nothing. Every week, my paycheck just keeps getting smaller and smaller. I can't be the only one that feels this way.
No, you're not. I'm with you. It definitely is getting smaller. But you can't complain when it's your only choice to keep working. I know my family needs the money, and I don't know where else to go. There's nothing we can do but accept it.
Well, we could strike. It's us against him.
What? Are you crazy? Haven't you noticed the army he hires to make sure we don't do what you just said?
Yeah, well, there are hundreds of us and only so many of them. Besides, it doesn't have to be violent. Didn't you hear about those strikes that took place a few years back? They let us strike for years and almost got their pay raise. They were Filipino. Even those Japs and Hispanics joined in as well.
Yeah, they almost had it. It was a complete failure, Miguel. Thousands of those workers were evicted from the plantation. Look, I have myself and my family to feed and to worry about. I can't risk not having a home here or not having any money to send back. It won't end well.
Well, it won't end well either way if our paychecks keep getting smaller and smaller every week. If we could rally everyone up, we could force that man to give us what we deserve.
I'm sorry, Miguel. But I think he's right. I mean, why even bother working here if you knew how poorly these workers are being treated? Why even bother working here if you knew the pay was going to be below what they promised? And yet you're here.
You're right, I didn't have much of a choice. My daughter depends on me. My wife can't work when she's taking care of her. But this is my chance to change all of that.
What do you think, kid? You've been so quiet.
Oh, sorry. I'm too focused on this round. I don't know.
You don't have anything to say about it?
Yeah, you've got to have something to say.
No, I just try not to think about that stuff too much. It's just a distraction.
Hey guys, stop bothering him. If you keep asking questions, you can kiss your money goodbye, because I'm about to win.
What?
Suckers!
Hey, I want my money back!
You want to drink it?
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't drink.
You sure? It'll make you feel better.
No, I really don't.
Well, all right. That's a first. You might be the only one here who doesn't.
Dear Johnny, I'm sorry I haven't written to you before now. Things have been a bit difficult lately. It's hard for me to write down what has happened. And it's been even harder for me to experience it. Things are different here. Much different than back home. But I never thought it would be this way. There's so much work. Everything I do is work. The other workers, they hate it too. There's this one worker named Miguel. He needs help sometimes to calm down. He almost attacked one of the plantation owners a while back, but he's really helped me out. Here, Daddy. I'm glad to have gotten your letter. Hawaii sounds tough, and that's exactly why I told you that you should have stayed with us back home. But I know that your heart is in the right place, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me. The pay is... Never mind, I don't want you to have to worry about that. The pay is less than I expected, but I'm glad to hear that however little it is, it's getting you through school. I hope school is going well for you, brother. I know that you'll succeed with your studies. Please, don't worry too much about me, brother. I'm doing this for you. Look, there have also been farmers trying to start a protest of some kind, and I know that you'd want me to join, but don't forget, I'm doing this for you. I'll never be anything better than a farmer. You can be so much more. You need to stay in school. We miss you here. However, I do think you are wrong. If the other workers are protesting, it must mean that something is not right. I know that you should stand up for yourself. You and the other workers should stand up together to take a stand and get what you deserve. You were promised good wages, and from what you neglect to tell me, I can assume that you aren't getting what you deserve. I love you, and that's why you need to take care of yourself, Kuya. Sending you all my love. Your brother. Wake up! Wake up! Something's happening! Wake up! Wake up! I don't know. I don't know. What are y'all doing messing around?
It's our day off. We ain't doing no work for you.
Work! We're being attacked, you dumbass Filipinos!
This program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced. The attack also was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu. We take you now to Washington.
The details are not available. They will be in a few minutes. The White House is now giving out a statement. The attack apparently was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu. The President's brief statement was read to reporters by Stephen Early, the President's secretary. A Japanese attack upon Pearl Harbor naturally would mean war. Such an attack would naturally bring a counterattack, and hostilities of this kind would naturally mean that the President would ask Congress for a declaration of war.
Johnny!
Huh?
It's like I'm talking to a wall.
Oh, sorry, Grace. I've just had a lot on my mind with everything that's happened in Hawaii. I really hope Kui is okay.
I'm sure he's fine. You know your brother. Everything will be all right.
I'm really starting to doubt that, Grace. You don't know what he's been going through, even after this all happened today.
All right, then tell me.
Well, from his letters, it seems like he's been going through a lot. And knowing Danny, what he's writing is nowhere near what is actually happening.
Like what?
Well, he works from sunup to sundown, doing backbreaking labor, for little pay, and in terrible conditions.
That sounds terrible, but... Johnny, forgive me for sounding rude. But wasn't that to be expected?
That's not even the whole story. He's talked about this plantation manager who calls them names and even beats them when he likes. He's talked about the other workers who have nothing else to do when the day ends, so they steal a bottle of gin from the manager's house and drink until they can no longer stand. And the worst part is, he's going through all this for me.
What have you told him?
I've told him to do something about it, you know? Rally support from his fellow workers, or lead a strike, or just try and talk to someone. But he doesn't. And now he's stuck in Hawaii while this attack is going on, and I don't know what to do.
Well, Johnny, you know he would never do anything like that. Anything to jeopardize his work is out of the question. Especially since he's doing all of this for you.
I know. I know he tells me to not worry about him, just focus on my studies. Things like that. And he's just a farmer, that's all he ever will be.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Johnny.
You know, I don't really talk about this much, but when our dad started drinking, it was Danny who kicked him out of the house. He stood outside the door every night for the next 3 weeks to make sure he would never come back. He's a hero. I just wish you'd see it.
So do I.
I just wish I'd have his bravery when I'm deployed.
What are you talking about?
Right. This came in the mail a couple weeks ago.
Sign up? Come fight in the United States Armed Forces in the Far East. You're not thinking of enlisting, are you? Johnny! You can't go! I made a promise to your brother that I would look out for you. What about your studies? Are you really going to jeopardize all of that?
Grace, the Japanese are going to attack us, and when that happens, they'll close all schools and universities. There's no point staying here. We're at war, Grace. This is the least I can do to support my country and fight for what's right.
Support your country? I thought it's always been your dream to go and get an education.
It is. But if there's anything I've learned in school, it's that you should always stand up for what's right, even if that means putting yourself into harm's way. This is a critical moment in history, and I need to be on the right side of it. You know what Jose Rizal said? It is a useless life that is not consecrated to a great ideal.
Johnny, this is not some history test you're studying for. War is war. And you could get seriously hurt or worse.
I'm sorry, Grace. I know in my heart, this is the right thing to do.
Sige, there's nothing I can do to change your mind anyway. You know, you and your brother are so hard-headed. But listen here. You promise me you'll be safe, all right? And come back as soon as you can. You can't risk losing the both of you. Promise me.
I promise. Dear Kuya, I hope you're okay. We've all been worried about you. Dear Johnny, it's nice to hear from you, but don't worry about me. I'm fine.
We had to go to the harbor to help clean the place up, but we start work again on the plantations tomorrow. I'll send some money back as soon as they rebuild everything, and everything starts getting back to normal. Keep studying hard, brother, and say hi to Ma and Grace for me.
Kuya, if this gets to you, I just wanted to let you know that I've decided to serve in the United States Armed Forces in the Far East. I report to Corregidor Naval Base in a couple of weeks.
What? Johnny, no! That's too dangerous! You have to get out of that! Don't be fighting for these goddamn Americans!
I know you'd probably be upset at me for doing this, but like I told Grace, this is a critical moment for our country, and I don't want to look back one day and regret what I didn't do. You're out there making sacrifices for me. It's time I do the same.
You can't be alone out there, Johnny. I'm going home to fight with you. There's no reason for me to be here if you're not going to be in school. You can't be alone out there. I have to protect you.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going home. My brother volunteered to fight against the Japanese, and I'm going to fight with him.
Home? This is your home, boy. For the next 3 years at least. Besides, who cares? Your brother's probably gonna die anyways, with or without you.
Don't talk about him like that. My brother is fighting for you and your country. I don't care about you, and I don't care about your goddamn country, but I will protect my brother.
And how do you expect to do that?
What?
You are under contract here for the next 3 years. You are not going anywhere. Guard!
Blaspheming God. Unacceptable.
You make sure that not one of these little brown bastards leaves here without my permission. Understood? Yes, sir. And be sure to keep an eye on this one.
What? No! Guys, help! Somebody, help! No! Guys! Ah! No! No!
Claire, so are you going to stay in the back?